Hey y'all, I have not been around lately. I'm sorry. Well, I've been around here, but not making any videos. It's been really busy, and I'll show y'all what's going on real quickly, or not so quickly. This is all that's left in the little grow room, and things are beginning to go outside on the hardening off table. These little guys are still a bit too small, so they'll stay in here for another few days. Except for this pumpkin. Those were our trial. Chelsea and I, those were from seed from our pumpkins from last year that we grew. You can see we still have a lot of things up here that need to sprout before we can move them down under the lights. But yeah, we have whole shelves that are empty. Whole little shelves that are empty. And that makes me happy. It makes me happy. I started to say tired. It does make me tired. It's been a busy couple of weeks, but it's good, y'all. And these babies are going out to start hardening off. These are our little Lizzies. And some of them have just remained really small. And so we will keep them in here until they have the fourth leaf. And some of them, even as small as they are, do have a fourth leaf coming on. You can see that one does, and that one does. So when they have a fourth leaf, they're going to be planted out, and we'll see what they do. I mean, yeah, there's lots of them. I'm truly hoping that that they're going to be ready to jump and run. Some of them are huge, and some of them are tiny. I don't understand it. But anyway, that's just what it is. Alright, let me take you outside and show you the hardening off area. And once again, just ignore the mess. Ignore the mess. It is messy. It is messy. But that's what happens when you're trying to do 15 things at one time. There's not enough hours in the day. So you can see one of the hardening off tables is still under construction down here on the ground. And this hardening off table is mostly completed, except I've got to put some little braces from these little banisters up here down to the front, so that I'll have a place to put my my little frost blanket, and also my greenhouse plastic to cover them over if we have a big rain. But obviously don't have enough room on this table, and I've got stuff setting all along the wall right now. This is their first day out. This is absolutely their first day out, so they can't be out here too long. They've got to be protected. I'm going to work right now and get this other table finished, and get the little, what I call it, frost blanket, ready to pull down over them for the shade. So yeah, I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. We are at the point of starting all of this. Yes. And I told you all the other day that we've decided that the gardens themselves, all three gardens, are going to just have whatever goes in them. So this garden up here, you can see who's got my water toad up there. I've got to go and water the seedlings that Chelsea and I just direct sowed. That's kind of a hit or miss. We're hoping that they will jump up and say, yay, here I am. It's going to be in the 50s and 60s. The long range forecast shows the 50s and 60s during the daytime hours honestly for the next month. And the nighttime temperatures, a couple of nights will dip down to like the high 20s. But since they are cool season hardy annuals, we decided we had so much going that for this year we were just going to take the chance and direct sow these that could be direct sown. And we'll just hope that we won't lose a whole lot of seed. Chelsea sowed everything pretty thick, so I do believe that there's a chance that enough will come up that we won't even have to maybe thin them too much. But look at this day, y'all. I mean, my goodness, this is about as pretty a day as you could hope for. It has been so windy the last few days that it's just been miserable to be outside. Even though it wasn't, horribly cold, the wind would still just cut through you. But today it's just a slight breeze and beautiful. As a matter of fact, I only have on like a lightweight shirt over my arms just for sun protection. And I have on a t-shirt underneath. I think I'm going to have to go get rid of the t-shirt because it's just getting too warm. All right. You can see that we put these little tiny fine wood chips that we get from our neighbor in our pathways, because we're not certain. We'll probably let this eventually become grass, but this will give us something to walk on without actually, slipping all over the place until the grass has a chance to come up. I do have some Kentucky 31 to put in the pathways. I think that's what we got. Fescue, something that is just cheap and will grow well. So, but for now this will work. And our little neighbor, they have a sawmill, and they build trusses for like the open design wooden homes. I can't remember what they're called. Who could tell you? But they always have those great big containers, those big canvas bags that you have to pick up with a forklift or a tractor. They have those full, and we use this in our bird houses. And since they have so much, we decided we'd go ahead and use it in the pathways. So right now we have 3 rows with seed in them. And Chelsea has, let me see, these collards. She has little popsicle sticks telling us what's in these rows. I hope the wind didn't blow them away. I know she had them all labeled. Oh well, like I tell her, we'll know what they are when they come up, boo. They're fine. Look at this, y'all. Nobody in my family smokes. And there's a cigarette butt that has flown from a long way away. Huh, that's funny. Yeah, I don't see. We had some really, really, really windy days, but you think that it would have blown away more of the wood chips. It did put a little bit on top of our little furrows, but that's okay. The wood chips, even though these are fresh, they're really not a problem unless you dig them down into the dirt, because they really won't exchange the nitrogen with them, with the dirt, except for maybe a ½ inch down. And right now this might be, we've got to just bring some fertilizer up here and fertilize anyway. Probably some alfalfa pellets, and that will definitely put some nitrogen back into the ground. Up here are a few of our little labels. Let me see. That one is Persian cress. Chelsea rides like her daddy. Oh, gracious. And let me see. This is Nigella. Okay, we have a lot of different types of Nigella. And the Nigella is great as a dried flower. It's also great, you know, as a cut flower. Let me see. I'll have to have her translate. Some of these I can't read. I don't know. Starts with an R. Oh, they didn't fly away. I was looking at the wrong place there. Cilantro. Cilantro. I don't like cilantro. Chelsea doesn't like cilantro. Hugh loves cilantro. And I don't know what that is. But, yeah, she's just going to have to tell me what these labels say, because I can't read her writing. But she was a paramedic for 12 years, and maybe, I don't know, maybe being in the medical field did something. Oh, there are rocks everywhere up here. This little garden has, so of course this whole farm has lots and lots of rocks. We try to pick them up and carry them out as we go. But I keep telling Chelsea, maybe one of these days we'll run across a rock that has a big old ruby protruding out of it. This area is actually known for sapphires and rubies and things of that nature. But that's all right. I don't need to be wealthy. If I had money, you know what I'd do with it? I'd buy stuff to make my farm go. Things that we could use that make things a little bit easier. Isn't that funny? Things to help us work. That's what I would buy if I had wealth. Things to help us work. Well, we're counting down the days now. I think today is March the 22nd. Something like that. So we have about a week and a half left before the peafowl get to be released. And we are all looking forward to that. I cannot wait to see how things work out between, especially between Ratchet, the other peacock, and Ferdinand. I am so hoping, you can see Ferdinand down there right now. He is, well, you might not be able to see him. He's got his head up in the rafters. He is right there, inside of the compost building. I don't know what Hubie's doing over there, but there he goes. He's a calling out. And poor little Chuck, or George, has been hanging out up here with Prissy and Ann. There are little chickens that right now are still in the little container during the day and on the porch at night. And pretty soon they will have their own little enclosure inside the birdhouse, or inside the bird lot. And but the other two roosters run him out every day. He comes out of the little chicken coops, and it's just a few minutes before he is actually out of the bird lot altogether, and he comes up here and hangs out with these two girls. He's decided they're his girlfriend, both of them. So it's really kind of sweet. Bless. Just, yeah. But he just gets picked on, so it's going to be kind of sad when they go back into the chicken lot, because then he won't have them out here to visit with. And no, I still haven't gotten my roses trimmed. I was going to show you guys this. Chelsea's elderberries that she started are doing really, really well. especially the little ones. We were fairly certain the little guys would come on. The bigger ones, they're showing some signs of life. But I told her, I said, you know, if the big ones actually make it, if they put on roots, we'll just put them along a fence line somewhere. And then this is her willow. The willow looks like it's doing really well. And I'm not so certain about the grapes. They may or may not make it. But we'll see. All of these beds up here need cleaned out. And I haven't decided what I'm going to do with them this year. There's just so much planting going on. I don't know if I want to add one more project. I might just fill them full of mulch and tell them just to hang tight. I'll talk to you next year. Or this fall maybe. Alright, he's coming up here to start my little water pump so I can water these 3 beds. I need to keep these seeds moist. It rained a couple of nights, or it snowed a couple of nights ago, so I'm concerned that they might have gotten damp, and if they did, at this point they need to stay damp or they will dry up and die. So I'm going to keep them damp and give them their best chance and see what they do. Alright, y'all, I just wanted to touch base. I've been negligent for the last week or two, but I think I can at least get out a long video on Sundays, and the rest of the week might be just a little short, just to say hi and show you what's happening. But I know y'all understand, because y'all are busy too. I do love you much, and have a gorgeous, gorgeous rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.